How's it going? I'm Chef J.
Whoa.
Here with Shawn, Dot, Leach, Denzel.
What it do, sir?
Thank you, Lord, for letting me in your beautiful home. But let's go. We have Branzino right here. We have some truffle mac and cheese. Jasmine rice, truffle corn.
Bang!
Got some jerk lamb, some Chilean sea bass, prepared in a champagne butter sauce. We also have lemon chicken, bourbon candy yams. And then we also have a nice Caesar salad at the end of the night.
Oh yeah! God.
Yo, Julius Caesar, that's the best thing you ever did for us.
Shout out to Chef J. Can we get a round of applause for Chef J one time? Yeah, that's a beautiful style. That's my nigga. That's my nigga. Man, for the most important. It's the most important person today. Lost Souls. This is the first song I recorded. I think I did tell you. This is the first song I recorded since my father's death. You actually hit me and was like, yo, come to the studio right now, record. And can you tell us a little bit about?
Man, I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember calling you because I wanted you on Melt, My Eyes See Your Future. Got to talking, you pulled up. And I just remember playing on the record. And I was like, man, you know, me and you both went through the same thing. Because the first person that hit me up when his pops died was me, because my brother died the same way.
In the same place.
In the same place, in Miami, Florida. Yeah. I remember that. And, you know, my family is really close with Meech. You know, my dad is like, man, I'm going to go there, put the lighters, and make
nigga be hitting me up, bro. The fact that his father went and lit candles at where my father died, bro.
That's some
his father hits me up. There's been times where I looked and I seen, oh shit, I didn't even see Papa Curry hit me up. I gotta double text the man and let him know, because like, not for nothing, your family's my family. Like, you know that already. Like,
no, I know that.
You my family. Like, I retire from rap, I lose my voice, you still my family.
Man, nigga, pull up.
Please continue your story, but like, you know.
Basically, he comes to the studio and I already had my verse done. And I was playing on the song and I was explaining like, bro, it gotta sound like this. We gotta make people cry with this kind of shit. And me and you went through the same thing. And it's like no coincidence that we both in LA at the same time trying to make this record, and that you just pulled up to the studio. You just so happen to be in town when I'm making this. I remember specifically saying, like, when we was making the record, I was like, bro, go off, but you gotta speak patois on this shit.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta channel that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I was like, I do? He was like, you gotta do
it. Because, bro, like, I'm from Miami, bro. I'm raised around nothing but Jamaicans, bro. Like, Jamaicans, Haitians, Bahamians. I'm raised around pretty much people from the islands, you know? And he's from Brooklyn. Like, nigga, that's Jamaican City right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, you gotta channel that patois shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, from the crib, people will resonate with that shit, because I thought it was gonna be for Melt at the time it was recorded. So he snaps the whole way. He's like, money talks, wealth whispers. I drop gems, spit hot bars that melt niggas. I was like, man. So that's where that bar came from. Like the whole melt.
You know
thing.
what's so funny?
Yeah.
I didn't even
put two and two
maybe
together.
I'm crazy and such a good writer. I didn't even realize I didn't think about your album being called Melt, and I said spit hot bars that melt niggas.
Wow.
I thought you knew.
No, I'm just so good.
I thought you knew. I was just like, oh,
no
shit.
idea.
I was like, this nigga bitch. I didn't put it together, bro. That shit was crazy as fuck. So I'm like, man, this shit hard. So I come in, pussy, money, weed.
Money, power, ego tripping brought me to my knees.
God, hear my pleas. Tears in my eyes, tell my girl never leave. Forever give her my love, not my scars and memories. Man, that shit is hard as fuck, bro.
Yeah, that's it right there.
And I just remember specifically having a Japanese sample in the beginning from Fist of the North Star.
I took that out.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. But the rain stayed. Long as the rain stayed. There's like,
no, that's it right there.
And I remember there was like a GIF that, you know, when you go through your phone, you have GIFs and shit, right? When you be looking at like repeating loops. Yeah. Bro, there was a GIF of Vegeta looking up in the sky and it's like rain. Wow. I was like, that's the song. That's the image of the song. That's what that song feels like. That's what I made it for. And then I remember just putting Melt together and it was like, yo, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't fit Melt. And I was just like, fuck. And I was like, but I still want this shit to come out. So I don't give a fuck how this is gonna come out. This shit is gonna come out. Me and Meech was talking and I was like, bro, you can have it. I know I'm gonna clear this shit. You don't even gotta ask me. This shit is getting cleared, period.
First of all, I wanna say, that's the first verse I did like when my father passed. So people asked me to pull up to the studio or whatever, but like for some reason when you asked me that day, I remember I was like, how long can I gotta rap. This is what I do.
Exactly.
You feel me? Like, what am I gonna do? Not rap?
Exactly.
You know. So when he called me, I was like, all right, I'm gonna pull up. And I'm not gonna front. I was reluctant, but I love you so much. I be reluctant, and even if I'm reluctant, I'm gonna show up to your shit because you my bro. So I showed up, and then when I heard the beat, I was like, it kind of just
clicked.
Yeah, it didn't. It wasn't. You had to obviously push me at when you said, "Yo, speak that patois, talk your shit." You were waking me up like, nigga, be Meech, nigga. I know this is you rapping, but like, yo, show who you are right now. You doing that. You don't understand how much people, when you're in the studio with people, they don't do that. And I don't know if that's because I'm blessed to have a situation where when I make music with people that I fucking love and I fuck with, where they feel free to be like, yo, do this, nigga. I know you could do this. Because people don't pull things out of me. Yeah, you push me with that shit. Let's talk about the 6 degrees of separation, how like you putting me in this song and then you FaceTiming Dot. And then me and Dot having our first interaction with Dot. Here's my verse. What do you think when you first heard the verse? Because it's supposed to be for his album.
Making the beat and then hearing Denzel on it and then hearing you on it, I thought that beat fit you and fit your vocal tone so well. So, like you putting that song together, I wish I could have been in the studio when y'all made it, hearing y'all talk about it, because we never spoke about it. It just kind of was birthed. That's when I was like, wait a minute. You know, I didn't even know you were working on an album. I don't think at the time.
Nobody did.
Yeah, I had no clue you were working on an album. I mean, obviously, all the Flatbush Zombies music you made all this time, you know, this is the first time I heard you
with like undivided attention, but like focused.
Yeah, because I wasn't like, you know, I gave the beat to Denzel. So when it came back, I was like, yo, this is perfect. Like, where we going? Like, what's like, where we going? What's coming after this song? Like, hey, that's how I immediately felt. So I was just like, excited. You know, when Denzel put me on FaceTime with you, I already know what time it is. So like, you know, I was just like grateful. You know what I mean? Because like, I always love when great artists birth. You know what I mean? Like, because that's pretty much how we spend our time, right? Like,
exactly how we spend our time.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Until we birth something great that makes us feel fulfilled. And
crazy shit about us is the 6 degrees of separation. How much people we knew that knew each other.
Exactly.
And like, even from you going to the same high school as most of my friends and my family. My father and mother went to the fucking same high school you went to. I was the only nigga from my neighborhood that did not go to middle. Like, I'm literally the only nigga. It was kind of crazy when we start talking. Yeah. We see how much shit we have in common, and we the only New York niggas out here fucking with each other, and not just fucking with each other, but on like the same kind of path and the same energy, same wavelength.
Even our intentions with the music.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. It's like we really mean what we mean and not what you want from us.
I'm not gonna lie, like on this journey, like this musical journey, we meet a lot of people, like a lot of people. And then you know when you meet somebody that you have a connection with, a musical, creative connection with. And everybody at this table, low key, like, you know, it's been instantaneous. I've lived in LA for almost 7 years now. And like, you know, I know a lot of New York folks out here, but you were the first brother from New York, I would say that I met that I was like, nah, this is like a nigga that I knew that I grew up with. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Facts. Like type of energy. And like, it was the same deal when I met Pop too. Like I met like 5 niggas that day that I'm like, yo, I went to school with like 5 of y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, not y'all, but people like, just like y'all. Like y'all remind me of same spirit. So, you know, that drew me to you.
It wasn't until the other day when I did an interview and someone asked me like the steps to doing the album. And I'm like, damn, like low key, the first song I recorded for the album was Lost Souls. It was a song for Denzel. It wasn't even for my album. I recorded Curse the same night.
Oh, shit.
Which is fucking ironic. And then Kirk, another friend of mine that's like from
Kirk Knight.
Yeah, Kirk Knight being from my neighborhood. Another friend of mine that happened to be there that night that I happened to randomly be like, all right, I'm just gonna rap. And then I didn't rap in so long. I listened to that first verse of that song Curse and I'm like, yo, I'm freestyling. I'm low-key freestyling the first verse. I didn't write that verse. Yeah. Like I remember the first bars. I always have the first bars of songs, but after that, I kind of don't know where I'm going. And then the end, I know where I'm going. Yeah. Or it's opposite. I don't know. I know how I'm gonna start, or I have no idea the last bars of the song. So for that, I knew the end and the beginning, and he helped trigger that. And low key, your energy from that FaceTime helped trigger that also for me to be like, oh, it's time to rap again. Exactly. Like people want to hear my voice because you get caught in your mind sometimes of like, I'm gonna say downgrade yourself, but you kind of be on some shit where it's like, they could wait another 3 months. They could wait another 4 months. It's not a big deal. And if I didn't decide to go there that night, who knows where I would have been right now as far as my trajectory exactly for the album. I don't know where I would have been.
It's a domino effect. It's like you coming there, me FaceTiming Dot, and me and Dot was already like establishing something.
Yep.
Because me and Dot met the day Nipsey Hussle passed.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
That was crazy. And you know, with just that energy, and I just remember listening to Leader of the Delinquents, and then I calling Dot, and I was like, bro, I need a pack from you. And then, you know, who knows what would have happened if I didn't call him that night, just because I love that song from Kid Cudi. Yeah. You know? And he didn't even produce that song.
I did.
You did? Yeah. Oh shit!
Yeah.
He
did.
He said, "I did."
I was just like, "Bro, this shit is so fire." And then I was just like, "Bro, that shit is hard." And then you know, stuff from Melt, like Worst Come to Worst. I made that around the same time I made the song, and then just things happened. And I just remember going to the Brew when he offered the space, and we wasn't able to use the studio anymore, and then I found out you was working in the front room and I was working in the back room.
That was
crazy. We making the albums
same time,
simultaneously. Like you will be in my sessions, been like, yo, I think you should change this, do this, and do this. And then I'll go to your session.
Nigga, you low-key made a beat on my album.
I ain't gonna say all that. I ain't gonna say all that.
It's time.
You and Parker made that beat. You brought the sounds to the table. I remember like it was yesterday, doing emails, and I remember you literally like, yo, Meech, you fuck with this? And I don't remember even listening. I remember feeling the vibrations of the beat. I'm big on vibrations. Like, it's so weird. If I don't like the sub bass and the way the fucking vibrations vibrate, I know I can't perform it. Therefore, I cannot connect to it. And I just felt the sub bass the whole time y'all was doing it, and the vibrations and the energy of the room. I was like, perfect, bro. And then when I really locked in, I was like, this is my favorite. This is like literally one of my favorite songs on the album. And you don't even realize when you're doing things like that, how much you're affecting like someone's future. It's so hilarious. Like you put a song on my first debut album. And you were just literally trying to be like, me, we gotta get a song done tonight. I don't know why you were so, you really wanted me to get a song done that night.
You gotta get a song.
You wanted me to get a song done more than me.
I don't know. It was just like, bro, Parker was making the beats. You was sitting in the on the couch, and then they was playing something on the screen, and I was like, "Nigga, this Gothic luxury. Like, we gotta make this shit sound crazy. Like, this like some mafia shit, like some dark mafia shit." So I'm like, "Man, put on like Goodfellas, Godfather." So I told him put Godfather on the screen, and I want him to emulate whatever he was seeing on the screen on the beat. And then we started playing with the beats, like the kicks and everything, and all that stuff. And I don't know, Meech just started rapping on it. And then Parker's like, yeah, you want production credit? I'm like, nigga, what the fuck you talking about? I didn't even fucking touch the keyboard.
But people have to understand that like production is deeper than just sometimes touching the, you know that sometimes he would ask me a question and that was the production of the shit. Yo, where do you see this in like the bigger spectrum of everything? And I'm like, oh shit. I didn't really think about the bigger spectrum. And that production is deeper than just hitting a button. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real deeper than that. So like you set the tone. Not only did you bring the sounds, you also set the tone of the room. While I was distracted doing some other shit, you set the whole tone of the beat. You kept everybody focused. So like when I can clock in, the beat was ready for me. You literally produced the whole environment. So like you said, it's like, that's not, production is real, it's deeper than being able to be literate with a fucking MPC, bro. Because I know niggas that are literate MPC, they're not producers, they're beat makers.
It's total different.
They put sounds together. But like a producer is somebody, like, Dot is literally a producer. He can get all of us. If that nigga said come Friday at fucking 5 to this time, we all there, nigga. And we gonna all be like this. Slapping our face to make a beat, bro, because that's a producer, nigga. So like you have that also in you too. So that's why I made sure you got production for that song. I literally made sure. I want when this nigga see the shit, it says Denzel Curry, because I even wouldn't have made my first song for the album if it wasn't for you. Right. So therefore it's very important. I wouldn't have met this man if we didn't do that. So like you being there in the history is very important to me.